What is up, guys? BboneCapone back finally after way too long doing another recording. I apologize to everyone that's still looking for coaching who has sent me messages, emails, whatever. I am back at it. I had some personal stuff come up. University got my way, and then I was on vacation. It was a whirlwind of the last month. I apologize, guys. I literally haven't even touched Overwatch pretty much in a month. I finally played some last night and I debated doing my recording, but it was like 1 in the morning, and I was like, you know what? We'll wait till tomorrow. So anyway, we are here today doing another gameplay review. 1600 SR Silver Range. This is an Anna game, and let's get into it. Oh, whoops! I pressed the wrong thing. So yeah, anyone who was looking for coaching, I apologize. I am getting back to it. I'm actually going to try and leave the sound on this game and see if people prefer that. So let me guys know what you think about that, if I have the sound on, or if it's too hard to hear me with the people talking and stuff over it, then I can turn the sound back off. If it wants to load and not. Whoops. Okay, I pressed something. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to call it that I'm rusty at recording and doing everything. So... off the bat, you guys are Genji Soldier, Zarya, Rhine, Zen, Anna, I think. Mercy, Zen. Okay. So, team comp isn't bad. One thing I'm going to say right now is that I did play some games because I wanted to kind of see where the meta was at last night, see how different people were feeling. And I don't consider a Lucio must play anymore. Like, he's still super nice, but he's not a must play. Anyway, getting into the game. So, off the bat here, you guys are just pushing up the card. They're pushed up fairly aggressively, and you're looking to poke. That's about it. Okay, Reinhardt goes deep. The one thing that you can look at doing on Soldier, like, you don't have to, but you can look at it, is you can actually go around that right side under auto and go up and get upstairs and have some high ground presence to try and see if you can put pressure. They weren't holding high ground, so it wasn't as bad. Nice pick up on the Zen. You've had 2 nice kills so far. Your tracking is good on those. Pick up a third. Very nice. Okay, you played that really well. You got 4 kills there. You got some nice kills. You're backing up too far, though. So you guys got pressure and you got a bunch of kills, and then you ran back because of a Junkrat. Your entire team was up on payload. You could have easily stayed up there. You still got the kill, so it's fine. But there wasn't any need to back off there. Shit, I hope my mic's right. Anyway. So far, you've been doing well. There hasn't really been too much to talk about. You guys kind of rolled through that first section without too much problem at all. So, we're going to poke the D.Va. So, one thing that I do notice you do a lot in this game, and I would definitely look at, you need to... Oh, okay. Okay. So, we're going to... That was... Oh, boy. Well, let's see what you do. Okay. Alright, we're going to go back, because that was... This is something that... Like, I noticed so far, your tracking's been really good. You've been doing all that, but then your decision making right here, like, is a huge thing you can work on. So, okay. So he backs off. Okay, so right here, let's go to red. If you're paying attention, you know there's a Junkrat right here, and you know Tyra's coming from right here. There's also a Zenyatta right here. So you have 2 options. Either A, you can shoot this Tyre on the way down, save your teammates, and then try and pick off this Zen if he's running back. Or you just kill Zen first. What's going on here? You kill Zen first and ignore your teammates. I would go for the Tyre and then try and kill the Zen after, but either way works. But what you do instead is you literally don't do anything. You just, like, stand here and think about it. Like, you can shoot that Tyre. Riptire's not, like, the be-all, end-all. You can definitely shoot a Riptire. So you needed to be more active there because you kind of just stood there. And you do that a few times, that you kind of stand there not knowing what to do. So you always should be looking for angles to get your shots off, especially on Soldier. You push up greedily here, and it almost kills you. Like, okay, you do end up dying. So on Soldier, like, there's two parts to Soldier. Is that one thing is that you are going to get a lot of people low, and you're going to do a lot of damage to a lot of people. You can't be chasing if you get one target low. You will finish off a lot of targets that you get low, but not every single one on Soldier. So you need to understand that, and you need to either let your teammates finish them or let them get healed and carry on. Like, call out to your teammates that someone's low and see if they can focus them, because running in like that is never where you want to be on Soldier. So they pushed up super aggressively here, and he's talking about going, like, okay, so you can go to solo heals. I have seen it done. I've done it myself, but it's not really preferred. I would definitely say 2 healers is better. Not to be all end all, though. You can definitely do it without. Nice kill on the Junkrat. So they're pushed up so far, and so here's the thing. And when you guys are playing, you need to think about this. So if you guys, they're pushed up to your guys's, like, spawn pretty much. They're pushed up to, like, right here in this area where Junkrat just died. If you guys die here, let's say you lose 2 teammates and they lose 1. We'll go over here. The thing is that you have about 5 seconds to get back into the fight, and he has about 15 seconds. So when you guys are playing defense or even on offense, you have to think about that. So you guys killed the Junkrat. Even if you have someone die here, you guys can still start to push up, and it'll be a 5v5, but your 6th will join making it a 5v6. So you guys, you need to be looking at that as, okay, we got a kill, let's push up. Instead, you guys are running around, backing up. So yeah, you guys are finally starting to push in here. Reinhardt, good. Focus that Ryan. Kill him because he's overextended now. Okay, you just left the Ryan and that happens. So that's the situation. Okay, so first off, if you're playing Soldier and you have a Zarya pop Graviton, don't use your ult. Yes, I know you get automatic headshots and that you reload faster and you're going to get more DPS out, but it's not worth it. It's a bunch of stationary targets. And more often than not, when Zarya pops ult, they're going to pop a defensive ult, making it harder for you to get through it with your ult. So save your ult till after the Graviton, and maybe a little later, the fight resets. There's a second part to the fight. You can then use it there. Secondly, never leave targets behind you guys. Well, it depends on the target. 9 times out of 10, you don't want to leave someone behind you guys who's got easy access to your healers and your main DPS like yourself in this game. Reinhardt got left alone back there, and guess what? He shattered you, and you wasted the first 2 seconds of your ult, and then you burn the rest of your ult going into the Reinhardt instead of hitting effective squishy targets. So poor target selection and target timing there. Like, yes, I know the Zarya ult was there, but you had enough teammates looking at that. They should have been able to deal with it. You're back up here. You guys are finally fighting. One thing I would have looked at here, I'll talk about this in a second. I love how you outrun the Riptire. I don't know how you managed that, but you did. Nice job. So I'm going to talk about this here for a sec. So, okay, I need you to kind of be in a good position that I can... Okay, we're going to go from here. A bunch of stuff's about to happen, but we're going to talk about this for a sec. So normally, I agree that Soldier is one of those people, just like McCree, that you want to stay close to your team. And you do throughout this game. You stay really close to your team. Almost to a fault. Because the thing is, especially at this level, someone like Soldier, getting up on high ground will lay down so much damage, and you're close enough to your team that you can still retreat to them, but you're far enough away that you'll do more effective damage and be more of a nuisance and more of a problem up here than you are down where you are right now. So if you went, like when they had that big fight and you guys were fighting around this payload and it didn't really move from here for a while, if you went right, off to the right side, there's that little steroid, you can actually get up here, and you can flank that Junkrat, kill him, and then you can be looking over on this huge line of sight, shooting down, raining death, pretty much. So you need to look to use high ground more, especially high ground. Doesn't matter who you're playing, high ground is huge, guys. Always look for high ground, because the thing with high ground is that it does so much for you. It gives you better angle at, like, headshots, for example. It gives you a better angle on teammates, and it's harder for, like, Reinhardt to shield it and D.Va to shield it. And you have a huge overall positional advantage, causing enemy teammates to either deal with you or find cover from high ground. Finding cover from high ground is much harder to find than cover from like low ground, like following the payload. So that's why you use high ground, guys. That's one reason. If you guys want me to talk more about it, I can. I'm sure there's a million videos on YouTube talking about high ground, so I'm not going to chat too much. So, okay. So it's a really nice target. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go back and talk about your target selection here because this was really nice. Okay, farther back. Sorry, I got caught off and I was talking too much. So right here. Oops, okay, you can't see shit. So I like your target selection here, that you decided to focus supports and leave the diva to your team. I really like that you did that. Focusing divas after is fine, but focusing supports first is super good. So you can definitely work, like kill them so they can keep diva alive. So that was really good target selection, and I like that. So you push up, kill the Zen. That's good. There is still a Junkrat above you guys. You're looking for heals. You decide to go back to the health pack. This is fine. Miss it. That's okay. I do this all the time, actually. I do that all the time where I miss the thing. Yeah, you guys want to push. So right here again. Okay, well, actually, first thing I'm going to talk about is right here. So, okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let the clip play, guys. And I'm going to show you guys what happened, and then I'm going to rewind this clip. So you get Graviton. You have 2 tanks in it. No one you can really effectively kill. You're focusing down the low Rhine, and then you die. Okay. So, now we go back, and we talk about what you should have, what you could have easily done on this play. Okay, I went too far, but whatever. So you guys are looking to attack the payload and push it up, that's fine. So you have about 3 options here, and you pick number 4, pretty much, in my opinion. Okay, so, you have 3 options here, in my opinion. You guys are pushing the payload. Where this payload is right now, you have 2 huge vantage points that give you massive amounts of effectiveness. Up here and right above you. Right above you. These 2 points, if you go up there or you go up there, you can rain down from above and you can do so much damage and you bring another angle of attack. The other thing that's happening right now is that there's a Junkrat right behind you. And he's hit you with the grenades. Your health's down to 80. And you completely ignore him. I don't know why. You completely ignore him. Like, right here, you guys look at all these grenades going by. They're right behind you. If you turn around, you kill that Junkrat easy. But you're focusing Ryan instead, and then Junkrat kills you. I would have turned on that. That would have been the first target, was the Junkrat. Because once again, you left someone behind you guys. And that's what killed you. Look at how long he's back here. He was back there for like 10, 15 seconds. Oh, man. It's okay. It happens. God, I gotta stop saying that. So, you need to... A big thing you can do for anyone that's looking to play... Pretty much anyone, is you want to try and use high ground. One reason why it would have been even more effective in this game specifically is because they're running a Junkrat. And Junkrat either requires high ground to be super effective, and if people are on high ground, he's not very effective shooting up. That's even in like the tip thing. So anyway, you have your ult. You should be looking to go to the left room, to your left, and go up to high ground. But that happens, so. The Earth Shatter sucks. I don't know where your Rhine went, but... Oh, you get the revive. Attack Visor. Okay, you flank here. This is actually a good attack Visor. Okay, he killed. Oh, you gotta think about it. But you end up using it. You get 2 nice kills. And you almost kill the Diva. Yeah, you had... That was really good use of attack Visor. You got a nice flank off. You weren't... There was no one that could affect... Shoot him! Shoot him! I don't know why that was so late, but you know what? You BM. That's okay. So anyway... One thing with attack visor you always need to keep in mind is who can stop your attack visor. So they have Rhine and Diva who can stop your attack visor. And you need to be paying attention to that. So you're here. Wow, you guys almost lost the point there. Anyway, once again, you're fighting on point here when you have 3 other people on point. Go upstairs. Go up top. Go up on one of the high points and you can just rain down on these guys. And you can... It's easier to hit your shots because you're not getting pressured and turning around so much. You're much more one line of sight and you just cruise on that line. So, You need to... High ground helps so much, especially with people like Soldier and McCree. Specifically Soldier and McCree even more, but everyone it helps. For those two, it makes life really easy. So anyway, pushing the payload, they still have this Junkrat. You look kind of lost right now. You don't know where to be. You should be looking for an angle of attack, either going to high ground to push off the Junkrat, or pushing up with your team. So now you push up. You're in a nice range. Nice rocket. That was a really nice shot. Okay. Nice. That's good use of your burst fire to take down that Bastion outside of his effective range. Very nice. Push on this Diva hard. Oh boy. Yeah, good choice to run. So this is good use of Soldier mobility to reposition. I like that. I like you have been using it fairly well as repositioning with Soldier sprint. One thing you do need to make sure you're doing is reloading anytime you're in downtime, because often you're actually not fully reloaded and then you go into fights with like half clips. Never a good thing to do. But anyway. So right here. Okay. So this is a huge... This could actually have decided if you guys make this point or not. And your target selection really hurts you here. So, Zen is ulting right here. This target's no longer killable. He's obviously not killable. But there's still this Bastion off to your right. And guess what? Even if he turns on you and is perfectly accurate, he might kill you. But that is something I would challenge, especially with Tac Visor plus your Helix Rocket up. Because with the burst, you can burst him very well. So you need to pick your targets. You know these two are not killable. You have to find targets that are killable. You need to know where people are. Your situational awareness for where people are is lacking. You need to understand where people are at all times to the best of your ability so you can make the best decision. So he actually goes forward. You pick up a kill there. Okay, so we're actually going to... So still, the Bastion was still off to the right there. The Bastion was still the opportunity that you could have easily killed, and you've ignored him. I think he's still... Oh, no, he might have died. Okay, well, if he died, well, then I'm an idiot. But I don't think he died. I think he died after your Tac Visor was over, and it was a different time. So you're a little bit behind. This is an okay spot to be. You should not be pushing up against the Bastion in tank form. But, so you need to be back. Okay, good. You're shooting it. You need to stay right here. Like, okay. Oh, well, that sucks. Tracer was back there for some reason. I think you're sometimes sprinting too long. You need to be coming out of sprint looking for either health pack, dropping your biotic field, or who you can is a threat to you at that moment. You need to kind of... Your decision making seems delayed, is what I'm going to leave it at. And you need to concise that up. That, you know, one thing that'll happen is that when I tell people, or when you hear, you need to be concise with your decision making. What that leads to is people get scared because they're like, well, what if I make the wrong decision? I don't want to be concise, but then make the wrong choice. I'd rather take an extra 2 seconds and make the right choice. In Overwatch, that does not work, unfortunately. In Overwatch, you need to make concise, quick decisions because games turn on a dime in fractions of a second. Like, a game can be decided based on like a 0.2 second difference between Reinhardt's shield being up and down and the Earth Shatter hitting, stuff like that. So, I personally believe that you can... I'd rather you make... In my opinion, is that if you decide that I'm going to make concise decisions and I'm not going to be thinking like so heavily on what decision to make before doing it, I'm just going to do the first thing that I should do, you're going to do a lot of wrong ones. But that's going to help you learn from your mistakes, and it becomes more second nature almost, I'm going to say, to make the right decision next time something like that comes up. So, God, I talk with my hands a lot, guys, in like real life. So it's really hard for me when I'm looking at a computer screen. I probably should just get a webcam. It'd be easier. But I talk with my hands a lot, so I'm like talking to myself with my hands out, and then I'll realize I look like an idiot because no one's seeing this. But anyway. So yeah, concise decision making is something everyone at lower levels can definitely work on, because a lot of people are very indecisive about what they should and shouldn't do, and making the wrong decision 2 or 3 times to make the right decision every time after that is worth it, in my opinion. It's better to make the wrong decision 3 times and get it right every time after that versus thinking and making the right decision 3 times, but every single time they're too slow and the decision might have changed whether it's right or wrong in that 2-3 second delay. You could view it as even like, for for example, basketball players, any sports, anyone that plays sports, they practice doing these certain situations and techniques hundreds of times, thousands of times, and they fail until they get it right consistently. And that's what you need to work on. That's definitely a huge thing. And that just comes with playing the game and making a conscious effort about those decisions. So you guys are pushed up really far here. And this goes back to my point earlier about fighting too far up. Spawn differences is like huge at this point. I know you're in comms and you can't hear yourself in this game. You said your OBS didn't record, which is fine. One thing you can say in comms, guys, and one thing you can do is, like, this Winston causes you a lot of grief. And I think he kills you here. Yeah, he does. So the Discord came late, but I would be communicating to your Zen and just say, hey, Zen, stay with me. As soon as that Winston, we see that Winston come down that side, because he's come from the same spot twice now, Discord him and I'll kill him. But you need that Discord to effectively 1v1 him. Otherwise, you can't. Because, well, you could, but if he has bubble and everything, it's going to be really tough for you. So it's better to communicate with your team and get their help to deal with that Winston, which is causing a lot of problems. No, don't push up. Don't push up. Okay. So once again, you're back to that thing where you want to do damage in like a big ult, but you're putting yourself at risk in exchange for doing that damage. Okay, this ult. I'm going to talk about this ult. So this ult, Soldier's ult should not be used and is not good to kill tanks. Soldier's ult is most effective at taking down squishies and hard to hit people. So I personally use Soldier ult from flanks a lot and from high ground, and I come around on flanks. And I think you should look at that a little more. I don't even know what that or shutter was. But anyway, you need to focus on that because you burned your entire ult killing an ulted Winston. That's not a good use of your ult when you could be killing squishies. So you're looking for health. You should be going up top. You should be going up top. Instead, you come down below again, and their entire team's here. I don't know how you live. Oh, Anna saves you. But you do get out, which is good. But see, this... Why would you go up top here? The point of going up top here is to flank. And, like, if you had your ult there, that could have been a great spot. But you didn't have your ult, so now you're just in a really awkward spot, and you're just kind of like, well, I don't know what to do. And you could have actually hit until your team got back and forced a second fight, especially if you were close to Visor. You might have actually been able to make a really nice flank play, but you went really aggressively. But that's okay. So I don't know why you switched to Pharah here when you had Tac Visor. I would have waited till after you use Tac Visor and then swap. I know why you swapped. I agree with the swap for hero selections. Like, okay, let's see. I want to see you tab. One thing I must say as well that you do really well is you tab a lot. Sometimes you tab at bad times, but usually you're tabbing a lot, which is good. You're keeping an eye on what the team comps are. I really like that. Okay, so you get sniped out of the air by May. That sucks. I don't think you play a lot of Pharah, I'm guessing. I think you mentioned that to me when you sent me this video. And so, when you play Pharah, guys, you always, like, yeah, you want to be in the air, but the other thing you can always do is just sit up on high ground with her and then just duck in and out of cover when you're shooting rockets. You don't have to be floating in the air at all times as Pharah because you're really vulnerable when you're floating in the air. Okay, so back to my thing about why you went to Pharah in your team comp. I really like the comp decision because short range, should never hit you. Really good can hit you, but still difficult, and kind of a counter to you. So these three are completely null and void. You're null and void. You're kind of an issue, and then that's your only real issue is on the Anna. But that's okay. So I like the decision to change. It's a good choice. I think Pharah does very well against the team they're running. I think it's a good choice that you went to her, but I just don't think you played her effectively as you could have. Like, sit on your left here, like right here. What? You float over the top here. Sit on this platform. Sit right here. Spam rockets down. Just spam rockets and duck in and out of cover. Just duck in and out. I'm just gonna duck in and out of cover. Just like that. Just duck in and out and lay down rockets. Instead, you hover over top. Your shots are when you're trying to turn that, and then B, chasing kills is never something you want to do as Pharah when you don't want to get in close ever. You went to this pick to not get in close, and then you're getting in close being on the ground, which is like this. Like, why are you up here? What's the point? You had no team support. So, for everyone that's looking for one other reason that they're like, oh, my team never follows up, or I never know where my team is. One thing you guys need to do is God, I gotta stop saying that too. I know there's two things I need to stop saying. I need to stop saying you guys, and I need to stop saying, but that's okay. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best. So, oh boy. Why did you push up there? You saw the mail, just wait it out. You're playing pharah like a brawler, and that's not how you want to play pharah. You need to be poking corners and stuff. But what was I saying? Oh god, I lost my train of thought, guys. Oh, this is awkward. Okay, back to my point. Looking at your kill feed and getting your eyesight so you're naturally flicking to that kill feed in the top right corner, so you know who's dying on what side. So you kind of always have an idea of where a fight's at. Is huge. That's a huge thing you can do. So anyway, they're ignoring you. You should be ulting right now. Okay, you should have already ulted. You're looking for an ult, but you're not even shooting. You're just like panicking. I don't. If you would have ulted like 4 seconds sooner before your team all died, that would have been huge. You could have turned that fight. So back to the decision-making thing, you were kind of looking for a perfect ult and like looking around too much instead of just making a call and just ulting early. So anyway, back to your situational awareness. You literally ignored the diva that was right to your right. Focus that down, guys. You need to understand who is your biggest threat at what time. Oh, you guys get frozen off. That was a really nice play by me. Okay. So, we'll leave it there. Overall, there's some really great things you did. Your tracking is actually, you know what? You have some very good tracking. You need to burst shot a little bit more at long range, but not too bad. I didn't really talk about it because you're tracking and you're hitting people fairly well. But your decision making and your awareness is what's really hurting you. You need to know, and when someone's behind you, you need to deal with that person. You're not looking or you're not seeing them. You need to be listening in your headphones. One thing I'm hearing a lot, and a lot of people are telling me, is that, oh, well, I play with music all the time. In my opinion, guys, Overwatch is not a game you can have music on for. Because the sound cues in this game are so big, you need to be able to hear what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for the patience you've had with my 3 weeks that I pretty much disappeared. Leave it a like if you like the video. Leave it a dislike if you don't. Leave me a comment on anything you'd like me to change. If you like anything, don't like anything, I'm always looking to improve on these videos. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful day.